Om Sairam para Bhakta yang terkasih. Selamat datang pada episode terbaru Kamis bersama saya. Dengan saya Sister Bhavna
dan saya Siti
yang akan menemani Anda pada episode hari ini. Topik kita bulan ini adalah Sakhyam atau persahabatan dengan Tuhan.
Minggu lalu kita telah mendengarkan cerita yang sangat menarik dari Brother John Sinclair. Dan minggu ini kita akan mendengarkan cerita yang tidak kalah menariknya dengan Sister Gita Mohadram dalam segmen Hati ke Hati. Selamat menyaksikan semuanya.
Whenever I talk about my own experience as a child growing up at his feet, or about my youth, or about my adulthood, whatever time that I have spent in his physical presence, I always go back in time and enjoy that incident all over again. I was lucky enough to be born in a family. My great-grandfather came to Swami in 1943. So ever since then, we have all been fortunate in our family to enjoy his physical presence just because we lived in Bangalore and Puttaparthi happens to be 100 miles away. I'll tell you one loving thing that he did for me. The Anantapur College, the girls' college was being built in 1968. At that time, there was the third World Conference or second World Conference, I don't remember, in Bombay. So Swami asked my mother to attend the World Conference in Bombay because she was going to be the coordinator soon. For the first time, my mother left me by myself, with my father. And I was a young girl, 12 years old. My mother went. So that day, my father, we were going to Vrindavan as usual for darshan. So he said, after darshan, I will take you to a nice restaurant for breakfast. So I said, okay, we went to Vrindavan for darshan. And for some reason that day, I was missing my mother. She had just gone 2-3 days and I was by myself. So I was sitting in the darshan line. Swami came to me and said, missing mummy, He asked. I said, yes, Swami. Oh, poor thing. It's the first time she's going without you. And then he said, okay, don't feel bad. Now at 10:30, I'm going to Anantapur to see the college construction. You come with me. Then he called my father and said, Padmanabh, you and Geeta, you follow my car. I'm going to Anantapur in 2 hours. And my father, he is, like I was saying, a very strict person, but he does not sing. And he doesn't like to talk too much. So he said, no talking till Anantapur. Go on singing bhajans. So I started to sing very reluctantly. He doesn't even follow. I have to sing first line, second line, third line, fourth. And I am hungry. No breakfast, no restaurant, nothing. I'm sitting in the car. So for some 20 miles we are driving. My father is I don't want to sing. He says, sing. Can't you see? We can see Swami's hair, at the back. Can't you see Swami? Sing. Don't talk. So you talk too much. So we're following Swami and singing. After 25 miles, Swami's car stopped. Pulled up to them. How loving this Swami is. Got out of the car, not even wearing sandals. Not a good road, lot of thorns. That's all. And comes and crosses across the street. Comes over to our car and says, bring the window down. Says, hey, how many bhajans you are making her sing? Poor girl is so hungry. You didn't feed her anything in the morning. Now you are making her sing. And you are not even following the bhajans. You're making her sing. So he goes to his car. He opens the trunk. Raja Reddy used to be with Swami at that time. Opened the trunk. So he brings some fruit and says, I know you don't like fruit, but for now you eat it till we reach Anantapur. As soon as we go to Anantapur, we will give you lunch. As soon as we arrived, of course, Swami took us around the construction. It was still under construction. We walked all over. He explained which classroom, this and that. And in one of the rooms, Swami's sister's family from Puttaparthi had cooked the food and brought it from Puttaparthi to Anantapur. He took the plate and started to serve the food into the plate. I said, Swami, sit down. They thought he was serving. He says, no. Padmanabh's daughter, small girl. She's not had breakfast, not had lunch, nothing. I'm giving her the lunch. In his plate, served all the food. And then he skipped a few dishes. And then, you might think, why? I might think, why is he not putting all the dishes? Why only few? You don't like garlic, you can't. So I am skipping the dishes which has garlic in. And I was so embarrassed. I said, no, Swami, you have not eaten. After you eat, I will. No, children are starving. How can elders eat? He said, no, if I stand here, you won't eat. I'm going to make another round and come. When I come back, there should be no food in the plate. You should finish everything. This is the love of a mother. A mother who could not bear the fact that the child was for so many hours without food. How can I eat when you are hungry? When it was over, he came to me in the evening. We were getting into the car. He said, there is no point you coming again behind me to Vrindavan. You have to go to Bangalore. And he told me, see, when you are following the car near the town of Devanhalli, my car will make a left turn to go to Vrindavan. Your car can go straight. Watch out for me. I will wave to you. So we came, and of course Devanhalli comes. Swami opens the window, takes out his handkerchief, waves. These are all lessons that he teaches for future, so that when I am a wife, when I am a mother, when I am a teacher, I can put these simple lessons that I have learnt to practice. I will tell you two incidents actually. When he told me to go to America, I cried and I don't want to go. Then he finally said, you have to go. Okay, I have to go. My husband came before me, and 2 months later I followed him with my 2 children who were 5 years old. My suitcases were getting heavier and the numbers were increasing. The reason was that many of my relatives and many of my friends were giving me packages to bring for their relatives in America. So my father was getting very angry. My father is a very strict disciplinarian. He said, what is this? You are not following any Swami. This is the way my father will make a very general thing. You are not following any Swami's teachings. What is this? Swami says, less luggage, you have got 3 suitcases. What is this nonsense? Why are you taking? So I had argument with my father. How can I say no to people? So we had our little argument. We arrived in Vrindavan. We went into Swami's room in the veranda. We were all sitting in the room in Vrindavan. First thing he tells me, what? Padmanabhan, as usual, scolding you? He asked me. Immediately my father said, Swami, she is not listening to any of your teaching. She is taking too many suitcases. So Swami looks at my father and says, why are you worried? It's her suitcase. Let her carry whatever she wants. Swami, it's very heavy, Swami. She cannot lift it. Say, are you lifting? I will help her. You don't worry. I will lift her suitcase. You don't worry. He said, it was all in fun. We all laughed. So I didn't give it much thought. I arrived in San Francisco. I cannot come to California and not tell you this story of mine. So my first stop was San Francisco. I arrived at the airport, and of course, as my good father had predicted, my heavy suitcases were going round and round and I could not lift it off. Now I have a cart. The next problem is to put it on the cart. That also I can. And in the meantime, my 5-year-old sons are going here and there. Somehow managed to get it on the cart. Suddenly on the PA system, I hear my name, Grita Ram, they called me. Says, please come to the Singapore Airlines counter. So I go there, and there is a lady sitting there at the Singapore Airlines, and she says, are you Geeta Ram traveling from India? And I said, yes. So she says, there is a gentleman here, he will help you with your luggage. So I look there, and there is a nice African American gentleman with a badge, wearing a identification. And I say, see how the mind, I forgot about our wonderful Lord. I said, look at my husband, what a nice man he is. He has sent somebody to help me. And since I was coming for the first time, I had a lot of formalities, immigration and this and that papers to go through. It took more than an hour for them to check my papers and my children's papers. The whole time he stood with me with the cart. Then when we finally came to the customs, he tells the customs fellow, are you going to open her suitcase? The poor lady has been in the line for 45 minutes. And the customs man says, no, you can go. So we come out, him and my 2 children. We come out, my husband's outside. The car is there. And my husband said, let me bring the car around so we can put your baggage in. Then there were a lot of cars honking. So we quickly put the luggage into the car, and I kept telling my husband, we have to pay him. The porter. I have not paid him. And yes, my husband said, where is he? We looked all over the place. He is not there. He is not there. In the car, I was telling my husband of the interview that I had. I said, Swami. And then I said, I had an argument with my father about this luggage. And Swami, scolded father and said, why are you worried? I will be there to help. As I said the words, it clicked, oh my goodness. When he goes to Vrindavan the next morning, as he enters the room, Swami says, you were right, Padmanabh. What did she take in those suitcases? What did she take? So heavy, so heavy. ever since then I am very, very careful that in case I have to ask him for help, I don't want to make him lift my heavy baggage. But when I saw him later and I said, Swami, I made you lift those heavy suitcases. He said, but I have come here to lift the burden of the world. What is your suitcase? That is my Swami.
Wah, sungguh sebuah cerita yang menyentuh hati. Jadi benar ya sister, suami itu selalu mendengarkan doa-doa kita dan semua keinginan kita. Bahkan ketika kita tidak mengatakannya kepada beliau, beliau tahu apa yang berada di dalam hati kita. Seperti di cerita tadi, Sister Gita tidak mengatakan apapun kepada suami. Tetapi ia tahu bahwa Sister Gita ingin menemui ibunya dan beliau langsung mendatangi Sister Gita dan mengajaknya pergi ke Anantapur untuk bertemu dengan ibunya.
Benar sekali, Sister. Jika kita sedang mengalami masalah dan kita melapor teman kita, pasti teman kita akan membantu kita semaksimal mereka.
Benar.
Tapi dari suami, sebegitu tulusnya cinta suami kepada kita, bahkan tanpa kita harus memintanya, pasti suami selalu ada untuk membantu.
Benar-benar sis, memang tidak ada teman yang lebih sejati daripada suami. Baiklah para pemirsa, kita telah sampai pada akhir dari acara minggu ini dan masih banyak yang akan kita bahas pada segmen terakhir di minggu depan.
Jangan lupa untuk like, share, dan subscribe video ini. Sarah!